Yeah.
Hello all, good evening. This is Raj Misa, your video marketing coach, and this evening again we are with Achyut Menon AK, a career architect who specializes in hiring returning Indians for CXO roles in India. Mainly, he is providing hiring solutions globally. AK sir, thank you so much for your valuable time. Could you please let us know about yourself to our audience?
Hey, thanks, Raj, for this opportunity. Sunday evening, delighted to talk to you. Yeah. So, what exactly would you want to know?
Like, how did you start your journey right after your college days? I mean, it's been 20 years or 20 plus, I guess, or 25. What is the
You're
first
making me
thing?
look young. You're making me look young. I I kind of qualify. I did my MBA in '84, so which is now makes me 35 years of industry experience. Okay, and it took
Wow.
me and this was much before. It's a totally different world. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, fine. So basically, when I started my career back in '84, things were entirely different, and it took me about 8, 9 years of industry experience to decide that I was probably not in the kind of a career that I was ideally wanted to be. Okay, because my motto always has been find something what you love doing and get somebody else to
Wow.
pay you for doing that and get somebody else to pay you for doing that. So I think 92, 93 was the time when I started options. And ever since, I've been trying to help other people find their calling. I've been fortunate in the sense, in hindsight, the timing has been just fantastic because 92 onwards, India liberalization happened, the industry opened, people started, there was a demand for talent, people started hopping jobs, India became world famous. Okay, then they fortunately the IT revolution came. Now the social media and information technology has taken totally another world. And so I've been fortunate that over time, sitting in Hyderabad, now I think I'm indeed a global recruiter.
Well, so 84, you did your MBA is like probably I was somebody who is with my mom. I would say I would probably I didn't even start walking. That's like that's an awesome
No, no,
thing.
but
So
I know it's been crazy, and believe me, every 5 years one had to reinvent myself. Okay, because there's been significant change in the environment, the ecosystem. So I don't honestly, till you reminded me, I didn't realize it's 35 years in the industry.
wow. So with respect to the first job which you had, how did you impress the HR sir? Like, how did you crack that job interview? In fact, you did find
See,
what you love the most.
yeah, I think partly I'm talking about '84. The job opportunities was totally different. Okay, because the main employers then were probably the public sector and the banks. Okay,
Okay.
hardly any private companies were there of significant size. Okay, and jobs then meant uh, somebody knowing you and calling you, and you joined a particular job, and then you are stamped. And then if you joined as a sales guy, you in a particular industry, you kind of ended up doing that job rest of your life, kind of a thing. So probably my first job was in selling of agriculture sales products. Okay, so for 2 years I was
Wow.
in that industry, and then I was fortunate to shift into something else which was still focused on agriculture services, but this time it was selling automotive spare parts. And believe me, it was in 9 years of industry experience, I did well in the sense I grew to be a regional sales manager in charge of South
Wow.
India, and probably had 60, 70 people reporting. Every day I had to get out and see which I was traveling lot, 20 days a month. I would look out of the hotel room and figure out, oh, I'm in Hubli today, or I'm in Kakinada today, or in Kerala today.
Okay.
And but somehow, but somehow the job wasn't very uh, fulfilling because I personally I'm a person who loves reading, interacting with people, sharing knowledge and stuff like that. And the kind of sales job which I was doing was not at all enlightening because the products that I was selling, the decision maker was the mechanic. Okay, and
Okay.
just how just like how doctors influence selling of pharmaceuticals, the mechanics
Yeah.
decided which brand to be uh, fitted in
Bought.
which kind of an
Yeah.
automobile. So on a day-to-day basis, I was not very happy doing what I did, and that's when I kind of realized that I needed to give myself a chance. Okay, and I decided to get into helping other people find their calling. Okay, because I was in as a regional sales manager, I was interviewing so many people for the employer that I was employed with, and I realized that the kind of temperament required to sell different products was different. Okay, you needed to have a
Okay.
different. So that's how I decided to start options way back in '92, primarily for recruitment of salespeople and
Okay.
uh, probably helping them sales training. That was the uh, starting point. But then I realized that for any business, I needed to understand the company, the culture, and then find no, them the right persons. Fortunately, things have all fallen in place, and even though I like to believe that I'm in the business of helping find people their calling, unfortunately, the industry is such that you're paid primarily by corporates who want to fill positions.
That's
So
right.
over time I realized that I'm in the business of finding people for jobs and not necessarily finding jobs for people. Okay, so
Okay.
that's when so options is in the business of finding people for jobs where we are paid by corporates to find the kind of talent they can't find themselves. And so over the years, I specialized in hiring senior management. Right now, it is helping global talent. Okay. On the other side, Ask Menon is another service line which I started a few years back, primarily to help people find jobs. Okay, more to kind of um, help them identify what their strengths are because market is totally changed today. We can find opportunities which are closer to our own personality and skills and desires. So I think I'm fortunate to have gone through this journey of 35 years.
Yeah.
So the future looks
So
exciting.
as Options India, I see you have already placed thousands of employees to. I mean, there is a huge career growth which you have shown to thousands of employees out there, apart from their first job interview. That's what I see as per the website. Experience of placing
Absolutely.
over.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, these are. I'm sure this is a number which is outdated. Okay, but I more than placing, I think I'm happy to say that I've added value to a lot more people because for every person you place, there are at least 10 other people you try to uh, help them with opportunities. And I may not have provided them direct employment, but I'm sure it's been a great learning journey for me. Yes,
Okay, so
it could run in
if
several
some,
thousands,
it would run into several.
thousands.
Wow, several thousands,
Yeah,
not just thousand.
yeah, easily because
Okay.
if you look at 27 years, okay, and 12 months, okay, that itself is 300 months, and I think on a daily basis, if I have to interact with 5-10 people, okay, you can do the numbers. Okay, there are a lot of people we are in touch with.
So it would go certainly
Yeah,
into thousands for
thousands.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
the unique part of jobs is that I mean, nobody's indifferent to you as a recruiter. Okay, because every person that you meet, I meet, or you meet, is a potential job seeker. If not, a potential hiring manager. and
Yeah.
most often they know other people in their circle who are looking for jobs. Okay, so be it a funeral or a wedding or a interview or a bus journey, I mean, I just run out of my visiting cards by the end of the day.
And that's how the Ask Menon was born. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I realized that
Okay. So
yeah, we can impact more people if I went by my original mission of starting options, which was helping others find their calling.
wow, that's awesome. So it's been an awesome journey so far. So if anybody had to say, AK, why should we hire you? If an HR had asked that question, what would be the best answer? What would
See,
we say
personally,
that?
no, I think it's um, uh, I think it's gone are the days. Okay, I think today you should. There's nobody who will take care of your career other than yourself. So
That's
you
true.
need to be. So I think the starting point is for any person deciding what his or her strengths are and aspirations are, and then deciding to pursue. There are enough opportunities. Okay, because I don't know with some one of these Google heads. I think I remember reading an article. He said an interview is a discussion between two liars. Okay, the employer is okay. The employer
Okay.
is giving you all stories about what that employer can do for you, and the employee, as a job seeker, you're also giving, spinning yarns about what you can do. But everybody knows the futility of the interview. Okay, so I think things are changing now, and uh, it's now the balance of power is equally with the candidates. And so my advice to somebody today is follow your heart. Okay, be true to yourself and be honest. You just got one life, and it's better to be the best version of yourself, and rather than try to impress somebody who has an opportunity for you.
Wow, I love that. So, AK, now based upon these points, I have one question which just flashed into my mind. Have you authored any book or have you written any book? Because these lines are awesome. Be true to
No, no,
yourself,
no,
be honest, be the best version of yourself, because the
that's right.
power truly lies in the candidate. So,
Absolutely. No, no, no. I
yeah,
don't
did
think I've written. No, no, I have not. It's just that since you asked me this question and I'm reflecting on this, and since you asked the context today, I think this is what is most important. Uh, the onus of your career is in your hand. Okay, and believe me, other than your parents, nobody cares for you. Okay, so if you don't back your instincts, nobody else will back your instincts.
yeah, that's true. So, in case if somebody had to ask about weaknesses, because when it comes to strengths, we have a list of strengths saying everybody says I am very hardworking. Everybody says like I try and I'm a quick learner. Then try and give anything related to strengths. But when it comes to weaknesses, how do we put it across AK? What are your weaknesses if somebody had to ask? Probably if the HR person asks, what's the best way to do that?
Hey, frankly, like I told you, let's not think about a good solution. Okay, what I would still feel is it's easier to hone your strengths and depend on your strengths. Weaknesses, as I see, it's only a temporary kind of a thing. It's an area for improvement. Okay, there is if you apply yourself to anything, it's only a matter of time that you gain competency. Now, the conversation that we are having today, okay, it comes from my weakness, and my weakness has been I'm technologically challenged. Okay, I do not understand how the back end of video or whatever happens. And the fact is, because I admitted my weakness to you, and it so happened that it was an area of passion for you, you're now enabling this. So I
Yeah, that's
personally
true.
feel Okay, I don't think we need to be too concerned about our weaknesses, because I'm sure we'll always align with people who have their own strengths. And tomorrow, it's easier to leverage on our strengths rather than our weaknesses. And even in an organization, we can always, you're just a member of a team. Okay, there's no point of trying to think that you're a Superman and you don't have weaknesses. You do have weaknesses. The idea is how to work around your strengths. I mean, and like I told you, interviews of today are significantly different from interviews of 10 years back or 20 years back or 30 years back. And I think it's best to try, and if I'm better than yesterday, I think I'm on the right journey.
Yeah, that is true. So, if again, apart from why should we hire you, if somebody had to ask, because these are the common interview questions, and I did get these questions from a couple of college students last I wouldn't say last week, but I would say last month. It's been September 15th. In the month of August, we had been to one of the colleges in Vijayawada, and there were a few students out there who were asking me about how to crack the job interviews. And I told it's not my forte because I never got denied or declined any of the job interviews which I attended. Because if you keep talking about the communication skills, the area of interest, anybody would love to hire you. So, if for people who are freshers, what is that one message out there, because they don't have much to talk about their experience for
Right.
people who are out there? So, what do you suggest them, sir? Because if it's an
Yeah.
experienced person, we can clearly
Yes.
talk about their strengths or accomplishments or kind of experience they had. For a fresher,
Yeah. So
uh,
for a fresher, I think that he or she will have to do a lot of research on the employer that he's going to interview with. Okay, because the point is, the interview is basically a discussion where you have to give a compelling story so that they hire you against your classmates or other competition. Okay. So how are you going to compel them that you are better than them? I think if I were a fresher today, thanks to Google, so much of information on the net. Okay,
that's true.
so okay, there is no excuse for us not to be prepared for the interview. So if I were, I know a particular company is coming, I will spend enough time understanding the company, the business, who is a promoter, and what life cycle of growth they are in. I'll also spend time understanding who their competition is. And so once I'm able to do that research, I think I'll be able to understand what they need to go to the next level. And as a fresher, I don't think any company expects you uh, to be highly knowledgeable. I'm sure they will impart the skills required for you. I think what you need to communicate is that you are already there, committed, and giving your best during the engagement that you are going to be employed with them. You are a raw material willing to be molded as far as the company requirement is concerned. I don't think we need to tell lies or claim things which we don't do and stuff like that. I would feel that there's no shortcut to research or preparation. Okay? And I would feel
Yeah, I
that
completely.
okay, I would feel that that one itself is enough, because I've seen so many people who just land up as if they are going to a party. Okay, and everything reeks of casualness and stuff like that. You don't need to impress. You just say that yes, I got half an hour. This is what I studied. This is what I understand that your company is. Okay, I am willing to give you 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day for the next X number of months, and that's it. I mean, I don't think that in itself should be enough, because most companies, when they hire, are hiring for a position, and I think the attitude is always the key thing. The skills and knowledge, I'm sure somebody will pick up in 2 months, somebody will pick up in 3 months. But I think the bottom line is attitude, and the only way you can show your attitude is by the preparation you have done for the interview. I mean, that's my
That's
gut
right.
feeling.
Yeah, that's right. So the kind of research which we do, as you said, in the Google days, definitely there is no excuse for lack of preparation or for lack of research. And as you said, with attitude, I completely agree that it's a mindset of the person and how serious he is about cracking the job interview. Many of them still ping me. I keep receiving some messages. Are there any jobs available? I get it from senior people. I get it from freshers right out of colleges. I get lots of inquiries on my LinkedIn inbox also. Are there any job opportunities, be it digital marketing specialists, digital marketing managers, be it online marketing or somebody who is into not into sales, but they are unable to sell themselves. So uh, there's this one question again with respect to freshers. You have given it in the best possible way, sir. But if an experienced person who feels that he's stuck in the career, because I worked with Hewlett Packard for close to 5 years, and there are a couple of other companies where I worked as a consultant. So many of my friends, they are stuck in the career uh, for the kind of job or the career which they had chosen. So what do you say? What do you suggest to people who wants to leave their current job and look for a better career growth?
See, my personal feeling is most people still go for big brands and larger companies. Okay, and I personally feel the larger the company, the smaller the role. Okay, and okay,
Yeah,
and the lesser the impact that you create. Okay, yes, it is required in your initial stages to be known to work for a brand, but I personally feel that you need to constantly review your own skill sets, aspirations, take inventory of what you have, and see how you can transplant that to another company. And I would feel that, especially people who have worked in large companies, it is better to move to a smaller company where you can create, they need you and they will appreciate, the value that you bring in much more than a large company. In large company, systems are so good, it does not matter whether Raj is there or AK is there or Ramohan is there. Okay, but in smaller companies it does matter. And so I would feel that it's always better for the person to decide what is that he's good at, what is that he is not being appreciated for, and what kind of skill sets he can transplant and take it to the next employer. And today, I mean, with Google and LinkedIn, it's amazing the amount of information you've got on your tips. It's so easy to find. You just put anybody's name and go on LinkedIn, you'll find his profile. So believe me, uh, every information is public domain. So if today I want to go for any company, it does not take more than half an hour to find out who are the kind of employees who are there, who is the decision maker, and LinkedIn's thing is that if you know somebody who knows somebody, I'm sure that somebody can connect you to somebody there. Okay,
that's
because
true.
LinkedIn was formed on the thing that the world is only 6 connections away. But now with the kind of data analytics and Google and all that, I think the world has become much smaller place, and I think we can connect to anybody in the world in about 3 connections. Okay, so if I were to start my career today, I will invest a lot in my network. I will connect, build relationships to the people who matter, who can in turn connect me to the people who matter.
Yeah, that is true. So I completely agree on that also because I was able to connect to people in Texas. I was able to connect to people in Illinois through Coach the World and through LinkedIn. It all happened in less than 2 connections, by the way. So I completely agree. Now on Coach the World, we are interacting with people where people can get paid on hourly basis. So you can choose your price. If you say you're worth $25 or $130 per hour, You can fix your price. You can get the money through PayPal onto into your bank account, and it's happening. So apart from affiliate marketing and email marketing or all the other forms of online marketing or digital marketing, I see lots of people trying to sell their skill, be it coaching or mentoring, be it group coaching or online mentoring. It's happening. But thank you so much, AK, for your valuable time. Uh, your message, I totally love. Be true to yourself, be honest, be the best version of yourselves. So the power totally lies in the candidates. Again, I just made a note of this. And the larger the company, the smaller role. This is something which I've never read anywhere in the book or never heard. I had been through that. So I'm like correlating your lines to the kind of experience which I had been there. That's true. So big
Absolutely.
companies doesn't I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're big fish or small fish, but end of the day, they can easily replace you with somebody else in a bigger brand. So I look forward to seeing more of your videos, sir. I wanted you to start Ask Menon series or AK series, or probably like TED Talks, HR Talks, or In Talks, or Joe Talks. I know
No, no,
you may not have time, but the people
no, no,
out
it's not
there,
like that.
the thousands of
Yeah,
people whom you have helped through Options India, I wait to see they preparing some content, they giving some testimonial to Options India. Probably you can ping them back, or the BNI network friends, the colleagues who are there, our ex-BNI members, or the people who are still active. So I was talking to Diana Ali the other day. He was also one of our BNI members.
correct.
In fact, I had awesome
Adventure sports.
conversation with
Okay.
him. Adventure sports. So I was correlating to him. He said he doesn't know anybody who is the outdoor kind of a person like the way he is. That's totally true. And now I don't know anybody who is like you, who is the options man of India. So giving various options for not only Narendra Modi government, but with respect
No, no, no.
to the
I think we are fortunate to be in a particular no, in the geography, in the history of mankind. There's a lot of things are happening, and so we have tools like these which are at our fingertips. And so the journey ahead is basically to leverage what we have. And believe me, we can, just like how we have tailor-made dresses for you. Okay, uh, you don't need to get into any ready-made jobs. Okay, I think you can make something for your own based on your skills, your knowledge, your aspirations, your present desire. And I mean, the world has come to a situation where we can decide to work with whom we want, when we want, where we want, at what terms also. Okay, and I think this was not all possible 10, 15 years back. And so uh, I mean, we're just lucky to be part of that transition. So I'll be glad to share whatever insights I have got thanks to the experiences. And thank you very much, Raj, for giving this opportunity. It is a pleasure talking to you on a Sunday evening. Thank you
yeah.
very much.
It's been close
And
to. Thank you,
and
AK.
it's,
It's been close to 30 minutes. Yeah, please go ahead.
I know I didn't realize that it's an extempore thing. So frankly, I realized that I've been having a verbal diary actually.
No, I totally agree with you because we are not ready-made. We don't need to look for ready-made jobs. In fact, we get to decide where we work and whom we work for. And frankly, for past 2 weeks, I'm working from home. This is like my home office. The background which is there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Kids are upstairs. So, but 24/7, I'm working from my home. So this is awesome. In fact, I totally there's a frequency. Probably there's an echo in most of the thoughts which you have shared. I totally accept with that. And today I'm not working under anybody, as in I'm not working under any umbrella. I'm working at the comfort of my home, so I can step out and I can go have a chat with my kids. Probably yesterday on one of the calls, kids were here. They were going behind me. My son was next to me on another coaching call, which we were with another mentor out there. But I would love to tell others to leverage technology. because we are living in the
Absolutely.
age of distraction, we are living in the age of entertainment. So if you could leverage the technology again, earning 30, 50,000 or 1 lakh a month
No, no,
doesn't matter at
absolutely
all.
fine. In fact, it just today, now you're telling me, today morning I sent a tweet on the same thing about how the careers have changed. It was an article on, I think, one of the HBR or one of those major MBA colleges, MIT or something, about how earlier the careers all about you first study and then work and then retire. Okay, but now because of the kind of changes which are happening, you have to constantly relearn and unlearn and then learn again. Okay, so I personally feel that you are a true testimonial that your personal life and your professional life is so seamlessly integrated. You can, when you want, you play with your children. When you want, you log on to the computer and interact with somebody else across the world. And I think you're living my motto, which I wanted to tell other people: find out what you love doing most, and get somebody else to pay you for doing it. Thank
Yeah,
you,
that
Raj,
is true.
for your.
Thank you, AK. It's been a memorable talk for last 30 minutes. And I would wait to see your series also, be it on Facebook. I call the iFly, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I would love to help with whatever the knowledge which I share, be it from Google or YouTube.
I love
Again,
to.
you
I
have
look
a
forward to hearing from you.
yeah, sure, AK. So I'm going to end this broadcast. Anybody who's watching replay, please listen to AK's Golden Insights. Just make a note of it and work on the action items. Because people just knowing, they consider knowing is doing, but doing is doing, knowing is not doing. So thank you, signing off, Raj Misa. Thank you, YK. I'll see you soon.
Bye.